grand end of the century Great Exhibition of London. Surely there is not a soul who has failed to hear of it. Wondrous new works of culture and industry from every corner of the globe had converged on Hyde Park, welcoming over 50 million visitors. The last great hurrah of this century. Astonished and delighted people of all nations, and ended on a note of resounding success. But as regards to the terrible catastrophe that occurred during the festivities, very few are aware my friend Mr. Herlock Sholmes had a hand in unraveling the matter. For from the shadows, it was he who earnestly unearthed the facts of the case. And like the centerpiece of the Great Exhibition, which rose high into the skies of Hyde Park, Sholmes's brilliant deductions, as clear and lofty as the Crystal Tower itself, brought the truth to light.
We're here at the showground of the Great Exhibition, which is absolutely packed with people.
You're going? Sorry. Apologize.
The weather is unusually fine, and we're about to witness a most extraordinary scientific experiment.
Cool.
Ladies and gentlemen, the 20th century will see steam engines and electrical power dominate the world.
Where the fuck are we? Oh, it's Moscow.
Horse-drawn carts will give way to the motor car. Ships will sprout wings and take to the skies. And today, we showcase even more advanced technology. A glimpse into the future. A world first. A demonstration of my super high voltage instantaneous kinesis machine! A man will literally be disassembled by a pulse of high voltage electricity and beamed to another location.
It's a ray gun. It's a teleportation machine. Really?
Whereupon his body will be reassembled by a series of complex calculations exactly as it was before.
Oh my gosh, you failed the reassembling part.
In but a few moments from now, this gentleman will, in the blink of an eye, complete an incredible journey through the air. To arrive an instant later on the Crystal Tower behind you!
This one! Yes! Woo!
That is the sound of a sign.
Yes! Please! That's not what I wanted!
Just saying, this is the sound of a scientist even wanna make. As a scientist, I mean, whatever. Anyway, welcome to the Sweet Runo. You listening? No, sorry. What was it? Iris? What's the matter with you? You've been miles away all morning. Yes, I am. Very far away from there. Anyway, didn't you like that cooked for breakfast? Oh, no, that's not it. What were we talking about again? Today's newspaper is full of news about the Great Exhibition again. I have a strong feeling my teeth are black. No, they're not. Strange enough. Yes, like the Great Exhibition, like to do sometimes. Sometimes? It's a one of your life opportunity. You're really not your usual self today. You seem very down. Jerkery, early. How else? I feel someone else is more down than us. You say something, Iris. Oh my gosh, you're even more down. When did you arrive, Mr. Naruhodo? What happened? I've been here for about half an hour already. We had breakfast together. What? Why didn't you mention it before? I was I was in front of you, goddammit! So you might have known I was here, you know, because breakfast? Iris is quite right. You're clearly lacking in vim, so much so I didn't notice your preference. Thanks. Of course, I could deduce the reason perfectly well with some simple observations. What? Let me see. Yeah, for example, your tussle hair this morning with all these unruly spikes. Clearly can be deduced therefore that. Let me stop you there, Mr. Jones. Because I think I can see where this is going. The hair always looked like this, it always has, ever since we first met, in fact. Oh, really? How interesting. Just doesn't look like a haircut as such, I suppose. Ha 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 ha! Thanks again. Because my mind recently, it's been 6 months now. From when? 6 months? Since I was forbidden from working court. So I've been wondering how much longer it's going to be. I'm going to be banned. Oh, well, that will explain why you seem rather gloomy. Don't you agree, Hurley? So something happened which banished Naruhodo to be a lawyer. We don't know what, so this is far later. Did you see something, Iris? Back to mopping. There's something else. What's the matter with Mr. Chomsley? You seem even more down in the dumps than me. Am I wrong? Huh. I know, and the great exhibit has opened. You think he'd be excited? Or what's the case of Lestrada case? I could be wrong. I cannot recall, because I remember he was going to be punished because he defended someone that was guilty. It's kind of weird. I know the great exhibition has opened. You think he'd be excited? Oh, why don't we? Oh, I want to, of course I do. But I can't, not for the time being. Why not? Why not? Why not? Because I'm a great detective after all. So you are embroiled. It's a tricky case that you can't be distracted from. Is that it? I remember hearing that you're working on a case, Holly. I don't think it's our case. I suppose I should try to find out what's going on. Really? We're just gonna ask him, I guess. Hey man, 6 months ago. Half a year ago now, I took on a defense a young girl in a trial heard of Old Ballet, yeah. I didn't recall. I know he was going to get punished because he protected someone, investigating guilt. What first seemed like a simple case of murder took place at London pawnbrokery turned out to be part of a much more far-reaching plot that was involved the British government. During the course of the trial, it was found that I made an unavoidable, yet at the same time unforgivable mistake. I defended a criminal who was failed. This situation is utterly deplorable, Mr. Naruhodo. Yes, my lord. I will decide upon your fate following the conclusion of this trial. Yeah. Because, my lord, so it's nothing, no foreshadowing or no anything else. I thought it was something else, but it appears it was just this thing. In the end, I had my right to represent people in court revoked. I was told I spend my time in research and study, so that's what I've been doing. You have, haven't you, Bruno? All those big fat tomes about British law up in your room, and the notes about Sholmes' old cases. Bring me Irish special blends of tea, fetching my daily bread for me. I become something of a manservant around here. Start with the silverware next, Master Naruhodo. Well, I'm thinking of going to ask the powers that be to reconsider. Specifically, Lord Strongheart of the British Supreme Court on Whitehall. Lord Strongheart? Ah, the delightful Lord Chief Justice. Not my favourite fellow. He's not mine either, but he's the man I have to talk to. He's the only one who can grant permission for me to start working in the courts again. I came to the Britain because to become the best lawyer I could. And I can't do that just sitting around here. Okay, so okay, makes sense. The whole London has been swept up in this great exhibition, hasn't it? the most advanced science, the most modern technology, the finest works of art, the feats of engineering. For the next 6 months, our capital will be showing these things, and the world will be watching. Oh, do you know what I like to do? I like to look down London from one of those lovely balloons. Balloons? Balloons! Look down on, do you mean those things? Fly? Yes, balloons, yes of course. They fly high in the sky and not even needs wings to do it. All you need is hot air. But how? Does the hot air wave have anything to do with the flying? Flying? It makes no sense. Can't understand it at all. As through a lot of new scientific discoveries, most people can understand them at first. But in 100 years' time, all these things will just be common knowledge. I suppose they might be. Mind you, some of the science being demonstrated seems very questionable. Something went wrong on the open experimentation stage yesterday, apparently. There was a huge explosion. So I wish I'd seen it, though. I'll love to see how bad some of these scam experiments really are. Satan isn't 10 years old. See, here every page of this paper carries some articles that are about the great exhibition. But the brighter things shine, the darker the shadows that are cast behind them. Huh. Personally, I find myself drawn to the darkness, to the impenetrable that in my proper atmosphere. Okay, if you say so. Shadow cast behind? Is that a metaphorical way of referring to the back page of the Papa? Papa? Are you investigating a particularly tricky case at the moment, Mr. Sholmes? You could say that, I suppose. Nothing more to add. That's not like you. What sort of cases? Shish? Quite, Mr. Naruhodo. Shish! You must not discuss it here, you never know who might be listening. This girl? You're acting very strangely, Hurley. What do you mean, Iris? Well, usually, the more mysterious and complicated a case is, the better Hurley's mood. Ah. It is really a case that's bothering you. Iris, please, you mustn't exercise your astute powers of observation and deduction on me without invitation. Remember what I always say, put yourself in the shoes of the individual about whom you are making deduction of. Which you never do. You say that, do you, Mr. Sholmes? Never mind, once I've had a cup of tea, I must make my way at once to the crime scene. That was a deep sigh. Deep shig. Examine the paper. Every article on the front page is there's smashing outside. They're smashing like hell. Every article on the front page is news about the great exhibition. I really hope that my micro didn't go any of this, but they're smashing stuff. Public experiments to demonstrate brand new scientific ideas, cultural exhibits from around the globe. It's all positive and hopeful about the coming century. We must all go to see it properly before too long. The Reaper attacked again? The Reaper? They're talking about Jack. How many glowing reports about the great exhibition and everything that's going on there? Lost cat. Other than this rather gloomy looking one, that is. Wait, what that? What's the matter, Bruno? Reaper! Reaper attacked! That's no 1-6! It must be the, what Mr. Sholmes was talking about. Does he know anymore, I wonder? That they were attacked? Someone died? Someone died? Hey, the Pepper Law 1-6 was attacked. That's terrible. I guess he survived. You know the legend of the Reaper of the Bard, of course, don't you? Only too well, in fact. Yes, Prosecutor Baron 1-6. This guy that we have a flashback right now, because people have zero memory. They say that if the Reaper is the prosecutor in the case, there's no salvation for whoever in the dock. Even if the defendant is found not guilty. Once the Reaper has someone in its sights, one way or another, the person time left on this earth will be short. No finance rogues always finds ways around the law. They'll stop at nothing to secure an acquittal or trial, falsifying evidence, paying sham witnesses, threatening threatening jurors, bribing judges. And such David Starkey as these cannot save them from the hand of the Reaper. As you experience yourself, haven't you, Mr. Naruhodo? Yes, I've seen the Reaper retribution at work. Many of these crime rogues are reckless and quite afraid to die. If a leader among their fraternity seemed to have been taken by a Reaper, retaliation like this does occur. A cure? Yet the capital has never-ending supply of such scoundrels. Oh, so do you mean London is full of criminals? Lovensis has been attacked like this before. Is it the first time? He's quite an accomplished combatant, you know. He doesn't take these attacks lying down. Although, it seemed that his assailants were armed with the guns this time. Guns? Oh my goodness! Is he alright then? Is Lovensis hurt? Any fellow? How on earth would I know? Yes, he makes a good point. In the article here it says, as to what Lovensis and his condition, all will be revealed in tomorrow's morning edition. In the next episode, you'll know if Van Ziski boy, I don't know, Zisk boy, Law Baron, how are we gonna call it? Baron boy? Baron boy. I see. Well, we shall have that patient. Oh no, I can't wait until tomorrow. I must know. Let's go to the hospital then. In that case, you shall have to inquire with somebody. I know. But who? Oh, Strongheart. Perhaps. Really? We're going to ask Lord Strongheart? Oh, that was quick. Well, I must be leaving now. Oh yes, I understood. See you later, Mr. Elshams. You really are a shameless liar sometimes, my dear fellow. What? You seek to put me off my guard and follow me, don't you? Well, you'll be wasting your time. That thought hadn't crossed my mind. Well, now I'm wondering where you're going. Now I'm wondering where you're going. Well then, see you later, indeed. Catch you later, alligator. Listen to him, he's still laughing his way out of the door. What the hell? Are you like aviation gear? Alright then, Bruno, let's get going. Iris, what are you wearing? Looks like aviation gear. No chance to go to the Grey exhibition. What? But I was just about to go to the Spring Court. Oh, well, that's some fun too. You're going to take me there then. Please don't! I'm unarmed, please. Don't point a gun at me. But I find just now, lower that weapon, would you? Jeez. Of course, and after the Supreme Court, then we go to see the great exhibition. Sure, why not? See, we are free in this universe. Too free to be free. Anyway, let's see if we can manage to get our license to annoy people again. To defend people, yeah. Or annoy them. It's been 6 months now since I was last here. Half here. But some things never changed, like the sense of foreboding I always feel in this place. Okay. She's extraordinarily comfortable, the PSO. Don't seem to be bothering Iris at all, though she's happily reading over there. Oh, I love this place. I always find so many interesting books here. Of course, I was forgetting that you've been here before. The time we come here 6 months ago. You like this place, even though you only been here once? Okay. When Susato-san will give me the new issue to return to Japan. Yeah, whatever. No, Strongheart! I trust you'll be keeping well? Let's see, since you arrived and requested an audience, it's been 4 hours, 32 minutes and 26 seconds. I keep you waiting a while. My apologies. Wait, we've been here for like 4 hours? Oh no, not at all. I like nothing more than standing around staring into space! That makes sense. Why Iris was already comfortably there reading a book, I don't blame her. It was like being 4 hours there, Jesus. Good to know. Good to know that doesn't appear to bother him at all. There's everything outside. I'm not even joking. I'm not even trying. Male, stronghold, or she just a foreigner. It's a man who allowed me to start practices at this defense lawyer and arrive in Britain as a student. You need only savor the air for a moment in his grand office to understand his preeminent status. As you will be aware, the Great Exhibition of London is now underway at last. We're extremely busy as a result of policing the grounds guarding the new technology dealing with the petty crime. And for the next month, we shall open the International Forensic Science Symposium? Symposium? Oh, I've not heard about that. Investigating authorities from 40 countries around the globe will be taking part, including from your own land. Forensic science is the future. The world must embrace it. As we are a hosting nation, I have much to do, and it is my highest priority if others must wait for my attention. As a result, so be it. Well, it's nice to know where I stand. So, you wish to consult with me? Of course, I can very well imagine that this is about... yeah, my license. Please, can I have it back? Please, pretty please. Thank you, agreeing to this meeting, my lord. I want to be allowed to start working as a defense lawyer again in court. That's what brought me here today. But actually, there's something else playing on my mind as it happens. How is Van Ziski? How is Van Boy? Baron Boy? Runo, just take a deep breath and come out with it. Okay. Permission to work. Please, allow me to work. I beg you. Actually, I come here today to ask for your permission. Gone? 6 months ago, my right to work in court as a lawyer was revoked, and I was told to spend my time studying. Obviously, I'm very sorry for what happened, but the thing is, it made me understand what it really means to defend somebody under the rules of a foreign justice system. And I desperately want to have another go to... Please, permit me to enter the courtroom again. Pretty please. I was like, sure. Mr. Naruhodo. Yes? Here he comes. I'm sure you haven't forgotten your position here, have you? At best, you are a substitute for your compatriot. This was never your intended role. Well, that's true. The Japanese government actually sent my best friend on this study tour. No, B should have been Katsuma. Why Katsuma, you Tyler? He was so determined to bring change to our own justice system at home. That was his calling. I died! Oh, we even... Okay, perfect. That was a tragic accident that hadn't happened. I will then be here, in this office now. Why do you have to bring his dead part, the image where he's died? Mr. Asagi was my best friend, you see. That's why I can't leave it on page. I have to fulfill his calling for him. My god, you are a really good bestie. His calling, you say? Has it never occurred to you that perhaps you know nothing of his true calling? Sorry? The mission with which that young law student was charged, what do you suppose it really was? What do you mean, mission? It's not making any sense. Never mind. I read all the reports you submitted over the past 6 months. It's clear to me that you regret your action, have been so studiously obeying your revised instructions. Do you mean... As of this moment, I reinstate your license to practice law here in Great Britain. Yeah! We got more plot. Thank you so much. More plot. Forwarding? Forwarding? Is that word? I think now that I don't have in mind the word I'm trying to use. That's wonderful news, Runa. I don't know. In fact, I believe I have the perfect case to mark your comeback. A curious affair. You'll consider it, I hope. Of course! Please tell me more. About the science. A curious affair. Yeah, it's about the exhibition. The scientist. You describe it a curious affair. Yes, that's right. I believe it was reported in the press. Are you aware there was a serious accident at the Great Exhibition yesterday? Oh, no? Yes, I read about it. A professor from Germany tried to carry out a crazy experiment. In the end, he blew up. Let me see how was it described. Super high voltage instantaneous kinesis? Kinesis, as in moving things with a click of the fingers? Ah, teleporter? That's right, just what my herbal blends need. Thus your devil may care. Devil may cry. Whatever this serious accident was exactly, is clearly captured in Harry's imagination. It's just a machine blowing up. It's an unfortunate business. A large explosion engulfed the public experimentation stage, and a man lost his life. Certain Mayor Mr. Oli Asman Odie Asman? Familiar. Asman? An inventor, as well known figure in society. You mean the guy from Asmund? A large explosion. Asmund? The man died? Wait, what? Why are you so surprised? An explosion. A man died. Oh, wow. The man responsible for the experiment was Professor Albert. Had a hairbrainy? Was detained immediately after the incident and is due to appear to the court tomorrow. And the charge of murder. Oh, of course. Murdered again? It was not accidental. If you intend to take on his defense, you should hurry up to meet him within the prison. Please don't. There's a very little left for you to carry out on any kind of investigation. Okay. The great exhibition, scientific experiment gone wrong, and murder. Get out of my debt before I even started still. It was a bad day to get your license back, don't you think so? You should go to the prison straight away, then try to meet with the German professor, don't you think? Yo, definitely. It's a terrible day to get the license back. And one more thing about the case. There's a connection with our mutual acquaintance, the Reaper. He's going to be there? Mr. Lovatinsk, huh? I guess he's not gonna tell us. Also, the conference have been taking place around the world to coincide with the greatest exhibition. And the expo, the largest, most important of them, all will take place at last. The International Forensic Science Symposium. It does seem as though criminal investigation need to embrace scientific methods, doesn't it? Exactly. There's a dog outside that is barking like hell. London, the global epicenter of culture, science and wealth, and now has a population exceeding 6 million. Yeah, it's always a lot back in the days. Sadly, crime in the capital is growing at similar start and rate. So it's imperative that we use the latest scientific methods to investigate and resolve cases as efficiently as possible. Which is what known as forensic science, isn't it? Exactly, the future of policing. Policing? Ah. Why, Iris, you are the one that is keep getting surprised. Regrettably, however, Britain is currently dragging its feet when it comes to the adoption of forensic methods. Oh dear, that's alarming. Worrisome. Exactly, it's extremely alarming. Iris, why you keep... Why, Iris, are you keep arguing? If I were Her Majesty Attorney General, you can be sure I'll introduce a lot of this shit. The numbers of crimes committed and resolved in London will be very different to the current figures. I can cite 12 solid arguments, 223 individual reasons to support my claim. Sorry? By way of apology for keeping you waiting earlier, shall detail everyone now. What? Oh, how fascinating. Are you actually? It all began 15 years ago. I was... unconscious? Did I die? Did I just... Can you start talking? Just I was like nodding off. The more or less sum up my feelings on the matter, the simplest term, of course. Essentially, to formally establish a forensic investigation division within Scotland Yard. That is my mission. Oh, right, yeah, that's wonderful. Woo. Exactly. Wonderful is precisely what it will be. Iris, goddammit! She seems to pay attention though. She got her nose in another book now. Oh, is it over? Did you learn anything useful? Actually, I drift off for the most part. You're surprised I'm ardent about forensics. That's it? Okay. We wanted to ask about Lovanzisk, so we're gonna present this quickly. Oh, that reminds me. Have you seen this? Reports of the overwhelming success of the Great Exhibition. Of course. No, that. The story on the back page. What story? The Reaper attacked. Ah, that. I've enjoyed some victories in court against my number one prosecutor. Have you not? My number one prosecutor. Poor Mr. Reaper. What happened to him? He wasn't killed, was he? There's no need for concern. Van Zisk will not be easily dispatched, I'm sure. Can you tell us what happened? I'd really love to know. Very well. If it interests you. It does, strangely. Okay, thank you. How he's doing? How he's doing? Fortunately, Van Zisk emerged from the attack and scattered. Street ruffians are not match for that man. He's very a capable fighter. we did Scarlet's wine and his sword. He's like eating chalices and chalices to his enemies and killing. Imagine like with him like a bottle of wine just smashing everyone of these ruffians. But that's incredible. They were armed with guns. They have guns. What was the attack though? Do we know? He's ready for advance that occurred a month ago. They probably have straightforward shitty guns. A leader of one of the capital criminal organization was indicted and prosecuted by Van Zisks. Indeed. But the man was acquitted. I have no doubt the large sums of money were involved behind the scenes. A sum of money? In the deplorable situation, members of the jury were bribed, it seems. However, despite winning his freedom, he died. The man in question met a dramatic end yesterday. But you are not suggesting that was the work of the Reaper, surely? The victim henchman certainly seemed to think so. There was a man by the name of Asman, Mr. Odi Asman. Oh, wait, what? Did you say Asman? That's the man who died in the big explosion in the Great Exhibition. Yes, no publicly, and as an investor, when in reality the head of a significant criminal organization. Unbelievable. So we are defending the other guy. I wonder, could I ask you something, Lord Strongheart? Try me. Why do you use Van Zisk as a prosecutor? Why do you use Van Zisk as a prosecutor? But the criminals who managed to get off in court and with a mysterious hand outside the courtroom. In a fearful of that fate, they seek to strike out Van Zisk first. No, there's no evidence that he actually is the Reaver in that sense, but still. Stuff is clearly going on here. I feel like he's doing, he's the vigilante, we could say. Like, Van Zisk is just the front, and he is the vigilante. I'm a strong feeling he's the vigilante. However, Van Zisk worked for the prosecution service for two reasons. Firstly, the man is the best prosecutor in the capital, bar none. I agree with that. And secondly, any deaths of criminals that have occurred outside the courtroom following his trials are nothing to do with it. But that doesn't make sense. How can you explain that the way so many have died if not by somebody's hand? An incident. Van Zisk might have earned himself the moniker of the Reaper, but he's not a killer. So he will continue to prosecute on behalf of the crown. Unless he wishes otherwise, of course. I feel like, yeah, anyway. Well, I must be leaving for my next engagement. I have a strong feeling if Natsume had stayed, he probably wouldn't die. Already 11 hours, 16 minutes late. My colleagues may be starting to fidget. 11 hours late, that's quite something. That meeting had already started when I arrived back here for this engagement with you. So lateness was inevitable. Time stops for no man. I agree with that. I'm sure it stopped for me during those 12 solid arguments and 223 prisons. Oh yes, where would I find Van Zisk now? Let's visit Zinxie. Let's visit Zinxie in the hospital. Oh, it's he's in his office. Oh right, he wasn't scattered. Right, I'll go ask him about the attack in person. I want to get these straight from the host's mouth. Away with you? I'm leaving, Professor. Harboring's defense entirely in your hand. Of course, yes. Thank you very much, my lord. Can we leave? Can we leave? We can leave. Yeah. Oh. Let's visit him. Let's visit Van Zisk. Oh, so it is the legendary Reaper office. Yes, it appears so. Seems chill down your spine, doesn't it? What amazingly deathly atmosphere. Oh wow, nice Lego. Is that? I knew it. He must have this. I knew it. Oh, is that? No, Van Zisk's boy. The hooded figure was so still, hadn't noticed his or her presence. I wonder who it is. Ninja, what are you doing here? Ah! The callous. He's as unwelcoming as I thought he'd be. Actually, maybe even more so. Nice Lego, by the way. Ah, I'm glad to see you are well. Wait, he didn't even have the ray gun. Cool. It's a great exhibition there. Huh? No, I am. Oh, okay. Sorry, I was trying to make small talk. I'm glad to see you are well. I am. Okay. So, who's the person over by the wall being punished or something or other? No punishment is taking place here. Oh. That's my apprentice. And he's sitting there in his own free will. Didn't know you had an apprentice. It must be the same person who was pictured in the newspaper. He's very able in combat, requisite skill for anyone under my tutelage, referring to the attack of a Reaper that was reported in the papers. The Reaper? I'd be interested to know the Reaper's true identity myself. What? Wait. Wait, what? I'd be interested to know the Reaper's true identity myself, Van Zisk. Huh? Wait, what? Assuming that is such a fabled thing generally inhabits our great courtrooms. What? What? You must know, right? Oh, Stronghold said the assault last night was some sort of revenge attack. True. Carried out by henchmen of all these men criminal organization. The investigation meant their arrests were imminent, presumably some hoped to kill me before that happened. Odd yet, he's always masqueraded as one of London's most powerful financiers, a global investor. But his enormous wealth came to him by underhand means, via his criminal activities. And he used the money to buy himself a verdict of not guilty when he found himself in court, didn't he? Being prosecuted by you, Mr. Ripper. But the man caught his comeuppance intent. Yesterday, in fact, in extraordinary circumstances, it was a most unusual cause of death. It was quite unusual, getting blown up by a machine. First thing first, if I was Asmon, I think I deserve to die, because you don't get to a machine like that with no whatsoever knowledge. I don't know, he deserves to die, whatever, my opinion. If you go to a machine that say that you can teleport you, fuck that. I know, because he's going to disassemble. Imagine if he's not going to assemble you, and you just managed to get your innocent guilty by the Reaper. So it's like, you're fucked. You're fucked. And how about that? It was super high voltage, just his kinesis gone wrong. Mr. Asman died when the demonstration of the public experimentation stage ended in an enormous explosion. Correct? Correct. You think I have some kind of divine ability to cause an incident like that to happen? Ooh. Well, no, that does seem a little bit far-fetched. If it doesn't really is the fabled Reaper, then he has to be innocent of this particular death, at least. It's strange how this has worked out, isn't it, Bruno? I mean, what with your taking on the Professor defense for the tomorrow? What? You're going to be defending him? Oh, yes, that's right. Though I barely know the man's name yet, to be honest. Albert. Wait. You know Albert? Albert Hairbrainy. That's right. Do you know him, by any chance? Of course. It's a contemporary of mine. We were at the university together. Your... what? So it's your classmate? Classmate talk? The contemporary is interesting. It's the first, like, it's interesting hearing someone using it. It's like saying, oh, classmates. I was like, oh, contemporary. I don't know why. Understood that Professor Harbrain was from Germany, though. Yeah. Harbrain from a respectable British family. After graduating from the University of London, he moved to Germany to carry out research. That's all. We were students together. I was in the faculty of law, of course, and he's inside, so our paths really crossed. But curiously, we got quite along. Interesting. Thought I've not met him since my university days. I certainly didn't expect our next encounter to take this form, and with you of all people presented him. Wait. When I'm over Vanzisk, you mean you want to prosecute him? Only if I make it out of this office alive. He's actually being charged with murder, it seems. Yes, I know. Because the prosecution is me! Will be handled by me. By you? But you made it sound as if you and the professor had been friends. Buddies! We are friends. Then why would you do this? Yeah, why don't you leave it to someone else? If Ariba is the prosecutor, there's nothing anyone can do to save him. He's doomed. He's fudged. Hello, Vanzisk is thinking. What do you mean by what you said before? You'd like to know the Reaper's true identity. Does that mean I'm a crown prosecutor and I'm mortal like any other? I'm not a demigod. I am not a demigod. So he's aware there is someone else doing this vigilante work, we could say. There is a Batman in the evil Batman, like call it, or vigilante whatsoever. But they all died, haven't they? The people you prosecuted. I mean, most of them. Whether or not the trial ended in a conviction or an acquittal. Those I prosecute are the vilest fracture of our society, who without question deserve to be found guilty. The world is a better place without them. But that's not true for Mr. Natsume, for example. He wasn't a vile fracture at all. I survived. No was cheating, in fact. She was so hard working now. She's still alive, as a matter of fact. I can't deny that since I encountered you, things have taken a turn, but the point is this. If any of those vile fractured that escaped justice subsequently die in mysterious circumstances, it was at the hand of their own kind. It's not my work. You're strong, I'll say the same. He believes you are not involved in any way. But you were attacked by those ruffians because they believe it's true. It's all conjecture, I guess. And also, he has so many alibis, I guess it makes sense. They were probably checking on him. The fact is, since people started to call me the Reaper of the Ballet, the more serious crime the capital has dropped substantially. Oh, he's doing the almighty thingy. All might! Oh, it will appear that even the most hardened criminals can be made fearful for their lives. You mean to say... I mean to say that if my pseudonym serves as a useful purpose, I would adopt it gladly and with honor. And it's putting you in danger. You could be killed. If that is my fate, let God decide. Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! You know why it worries me? Because I have a strong feeling he's gonna die in the next episode or the next one. And now we have to defend some punk Urban Discs. That's it? That's it? That's it. Let's present the journal. Oh, never mind. Oh, I know you've seen this around my arm before, but what is it exactly? It's the mark of the defense soldier. In Japan at least. Oh, what's your reason for showing it to a British prosecutor? Oh well, I don't know really. I can understand at least. Just remind yourself of who helped you become what you are today. But as personal matters, something you may want to keep close at all times, not something to flaunt. Does he know? No, I suppose not. Thank you for your understanding. No. Inspirational roots achievement unlocked. Anyway. Take this! I'm using this new paper. Law Vanzisk about the article in this paper. Oh yeah, it seemed there was a reporter nearby when a little skirmish took place. I had no idea I'd been photographed. It was careless of me. It was careless of me. Man, you're surrounded by gunmen! That was the least of your problem now, guy. We'll take a picture of you. It's as though he was taken after the people who attacked you had run away, though. Rest assured, the police have already apprehended every last of them. Wow, that was a quick work. But there's someone else fighting alongside you, it seems. The guy. The mysterious figure there. I think it's the same man who's sitting over there as we speak, isn't it? As I mentioned already, he's my apprentice. I have a strong feeling. Okay, never mind. Now I'm gonna say it. Perhaps you could tell us a little more about him. No, huh? Not gonna happen. Not gonna happen. Oh, okay. Okay, thank you. Please tell us more about your apprentice. He's my tutelage to become a prosecutor. So you could say he's my apprentice, I suppose. Like you are Hurley then, Bruno. I don't remember taking an apprenticeship with a great detective. Wait, I'm a lawyer. What? Security compiling a report about last night attack. Looks like he's wearing some kind of mask. You know why I think? Like, there's actually a way to deduction, but I'm not gonna say it. Nobody knows the man's face or indeed his identity. But why would you agree to take such a clearly suspicious individual? Oh, strong hard orders again. He's not one of our meaningless police. There will be a good reason for this action. You're right. Yeah. That is complete. Good. In that case, you can collect all the briefs. Nice to meet you. Lovely! Back to work again! Yeah, I'm not gonna tell you. There's a reason why I think he's... never mind. I think it's someone we clearly know. I never met that man before. I didn't even know he existed, and yet somehow I didn't feel like our first encounter. Yeah. Don't bother trying to converse with him. He says nothing to nobody. Anybody from outside his office. Lord Strongheart has strictly forbidden it. Oh, I see. How are you so interested in my apprentice anyway? No, I mean, sorry, I didn't mean to. The way he stood there so casually, yet with all flawless posture. I'm not saying anything, I think it could be. It could be, oh wow. It looks like it. Come on, it looks like it. Even the sitting posture. Come on. Come on, man. Come on, man. Come on, man. You are in Britain. Nobody in Britain sit like that. Come on, man. Yes, there is something I've been meaning to ask you. Oh, what's that? Tiny policeman. Is he faring well? The one arrested twice in Suggestion 6 months ago with a student, Tommaso Jitas. Mr. Natsume, you mean? Yes, he's still alive up here, so I should be very pleased to find out you identified him from that list, you know? He's fine, thank you. In fact, I received a letter from him by international post only the other day. I see. Good? Is that good news? Well, I think we can end our discussion there, don't you? There's a little time left before tomorrow's trial. I advise you to spend it investigating the case. Yes, thank you for the advice and for the conversation. I can't believe he's asking after Soseki-san. After a Nipponese! Why? I'm not sure whether to feel happy about that or worried. Both. I'm be worried. I think he was curious if he's still alive, I think. It's like, interesting. He survived. I was like, something like that. And I imagined that Mr. Rio will be friends with a mad scientist, did you? That's an opposite of the books. I have friends that are kind of different than myself. I'm surprised they're still outside and free. You mean Professor Brian? Yes, I might be worth quizzing the professor about his relationship with Lord Van Zisk, I think. Are we done? We're done, right? We're done. It must be. Come on, man. Come on, man. Come on, man. Come on, man. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. I'm just checking. By the way, the nice Lego set. Really, really cool. Okay, I'll be gone. Oh, 20th of October? I guess in a year from the past. The warden said the cell 11. Then there's this one. Oh, there is some cool up ball in the back corner. Look. What's his name again? Professor Albert Hairbrain, wasn't it? Excusez-moi, Professor Hairbrain. Who are you? I'm Ryunosuke Naruhodo. I'm a defense lawyer. A lawyer! Is that what I said? I cannot do it German accent, but I'm quite confident he's British, so I don't need to. A lawyer, you saying? Yeah. Would you be here about experiment? Are you going to defend my hypothesis? Your hypothesis? Sorry, I don't... Yes, the demonstration! The demonstration was... The magnificent demonstration was out of success! By anyone's calculations! But despite that... No one listened! No lawyer believes in the science when it is explained to believe in a high velocity! I don't blame them. You were going to disassemble the poor bastard, right? Ah. And reassemble. Although reassemble is quite hard. It's probably got a... it's probably not good time to mention that your zeal made my concentration leave you for a while too. What? Yesterday, demonstration. You mentioned the demonstration yesterday. Hey, the papers have called this spectacular failure. After all, a man died in the explosion, eh? Yes, you could interpret the result that way if you really wanted to. Well, I'm supposed in a strictest sense. The experiment was a failure, but at the same time it was a great success. To what standpoint of view, pal? You lost me. I saw it in my own eyes, right there in front of me. Mr. Hanson was spontaneously disassembled. Until then, everything was going exactly on my calculation. Predicted. At that point, we should have been beamed to the crystal tower by sustained kinesis. Do we have the body? Not getting worried, however. The machine exploded and Mr. Osman, in fact, perished. Yes, I can't deny the part of the experiment was a failure. So what you're really saying is the large explosion killed Mr. Osman was an incident. Correct? Accident. Accidental. But the big wheel said you're arrested on suspicion of murder. I was responding for a man's death. That's its immutable truth here. And for that I wish to be punished. At once. But... Murder? Never in a million years. It was an accident. Simply an accident. I see. Early and I were talking this morning, you know. He said the situation will change completely depending on whether it was treated as an accident or murder. Oh, exactly. Well, if it really was an accident, then the professor's machine would be kept in protected custody. On what grounds? Oh yes, it's nearly established here in Britain the special dispensation for scientific women act. What act is that? That one passed me by. But if the case is treated as a murder, then they'll say my machine was a murder weapon. They'll be able to pour over it as much as they like. If they examine it in detail, they'll find out how it's made, and then they'll be able to copy my idea. And precious hypothesis will be stolen. Machine must be protected from all other costs. That's why imperative this whole incident is shown to have been an accident in tomorrow's trial. I see now. Well, your list of your problem, kid. But it appears that you care that much. So in short, there was a terrible accident at a great exhibition. Showground yesterday. Yes! Or rather no, the devil's details. Strictly speaking, there was a terrible explosion. Sound the same to me? Sound potentially identical to me. We're demonstrating a super high voltage instantaneous kinesis, weren't you? How fascinating. Humans like all that matter, made out of particles, they are held together by electrical bonds. So it must be possible using a sufficient high voltage to break those bonds and beam the particles through space. That's it in a nutshell. That's my idea, you see? That's my amazing hypothesis. Gosh, that's an imaginary high level of science. Didn't actually the theory was true, but the problem was the fact that back in the days you couldn't create that amount of voltage. Like you couldn't create that much amount of energy. But try to imagine it, they could dream of such incredible technology. Just think, one moment it could be here in this cell, and the next could be at a great exhibition again. You're a magician or what? Oh yes, that would be incredible. The next, with the mere blink of an eye, I could be at a great Parisian theatre, say. Possibilities are endless. The whole our vast planet within the reach. I guess creating a VR will be much easier and simpler. So no more hiding wardrobes on rookie seats for 50 days. Oh, you meant the wardrobe episode. Yeah, sure. I don't really see it like that. What do you mean, Iris? Well, if you could travel anywhere in the world instantly, the planet wouldn't really seem vast anymore. But I think they will feel it had shrunk. It is shrunk. Yeah, this, with the planes and everything. My word, that is utterly right. What are with the implication? What does this mean? Oops. Let's go, Professor Bunny Brain. You're worried by the look of it. Clearly, this is yet another case of just because you can doesn't mean you should, I suppose. By the way, it's a really inefficient way to travel. The point is that my calculation fools the science works, but without practical demonstration, it means nothing. That's what always defines the ointment. Because the practical demonstration costs a lot of money that young scientists like you don't have. That's exactly. I knew it. Inefficient. Yes. Hurley always complain about it. He said the government should invest more in science. Well, anyway, I bumped into him at the right time. I met a well-known investor, Mr. Osman. The meeting would die in the terrible accident. You mean? Osman? The full name of the man who died yesterday was actually Mr. O.D. Asman. O.D. Asman? O.D. Asman? Okay, wasn't it? What exactly was your relationship with the man? He is the first victim in my laboratory in Germany a year ago now. Then he wanted to invest in my immaculate hypothesis, but thank my lucky stars. I see. You hadn't really known each other until then. So him had heard of him. Whatever scientific research. So envious. As far as I was concerned, the man was an angel. Oh, really? An archangel, even. I was prepared to find a practical demonstration of my hypothesis for presentation at a great exhibition. If it had went well, I could expect additional financial support for my research from the British government. This husband provided me with money and exceptional engineer, produce a machine with my precise specifications. But then your dreams were blown to dust in one enormous explosion. As you can see, I owed everything to Mr. Husband. Why Husband? Well, the thing is that I understand why Husband gave himself, to be part of the experiment. Will be too dangerous? We'll never ever had thought of taking the man's life. Well, he seemed genuine enough, but I don't think he's lying. Do you think that he didn't die? He was actually... Mr. Vanziski is a friend of yours from your university days. Yes, that's right. He was studying law while at least I was studying science. What was it like back then? A good question. Unassuming, gentlemanly, all around nice fellow, really. Don't know. Don't know this guy, what he's talking about. Sorry, I think you misheard me. I'm talking about the cold-hearted, merciless prosecutor, Baruch Van Zix. What it was like when he was at university. Talk about the leading question, Runa. As I said, and assuming an extremely pleasant gentleman. After all, he is the little darling of the Van Zisk family with all these great aristocratic origins. Darling! I didn't realize he had quite such noble blood. Little darling? Oh no. They're gonna give him, the Batman background story, His family probably being all killed, and this is why he became a prosecutor, because, stuff happens, and everyone died, so I'm guessing that he's orphan too. But after university. It's a bit of a shock when I came back to Riodan and learned what he'd become. A return rip of the barley, no less. Yes, that's right. I did hear it all. There was a very big event in his life that completely changed him after graduation. Oh, fun story! 3, 2, 1! Oh my god, they're giving the Batman background story. Oh shit. Really, what sort of event? Let me guess. Orphan? Okay. I'm sorry, but I don't know anymore. I guess that's explained the color. I was in the country that time, I was in Germany already, blah blah blah, yes of course. We're gonna discover it. We're going to know that. We heard all about the Reaper. I'm quite confident that his entire family died. I'm quite confident about it. Don't have the heart to tell him that Lord Van Zisk will be a prosecutor in court tomorrow. So you are... super dead. Not kinda dead, like super dead. So Professor, let me just make absolutely sure you understand you properly. The explosion that occurred yesterday was an accident, you're saying. You had no intent to harm the victim, who was in fact sole investor in your work. Is that correct? Correct. 2 squared is 4. I swear. Correct? That's 2 squared 4. Oh, okay. Sorry. You say so. Yes, it's true that the man perished in the machine of my invention, so I know that I'm far from blameless in all this, but still, I will never use my discovery, my invention to take a person's life, not just centennial needs. I'm a man of science. That's all I know now. You have to believe me, please. Do you believe me? Do you believe my hypothesis? Science, the pursuit of truth, you know. I've always believed that all my life. I'm afraid I don't know much about science or your theories. But I do believe you. I will fight to prove your innocence with all my might. I'm a man of law, and it's all I know to believe. You have to believe me, please. I what? When I went to live in Germany, after I graduated, I learned something very important. Nationality, class, lineage, none of that matters. As long as you try your hardest, you can achieve anything. Aye, aye. Thank you for that, Professor. Thank you in advance for defending me tomorrow in court. Alright, Runa. It's time. Time to visit the great exhibition. Sorry? No? That's where the incident happened, isn't it? Yeah, Jesus. Okay. Going to the exhibition. There is. That put down the gun. Thank you. I suppose that's true. Time to investigate the past. So, ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna end the episode right now. Right here, it's been more or less an hour, and hope you enjoy. Beautiful day, and have a even more fantastic week. Okay, stay awesome and stay hungry, stay foolish, and happy dreams. Bye. See? Bye, Andrea. Goodbye. There is a bit of delay. Yeah, there is a delay.